Joining us right now, Eagles edge rusher Josh Uche in his first year with the Philadelphia Eagles. Josh, how you doing, man?
Doing good, man. Thank you guys for having me on.
Well, appreciate you having us.
So what is it like since you've gotten here? What has the energy been like for you, and how are you starting to fit into this pass rush room?
Yeah, before I signed here with Philly, I was at an NFLPA meeting, and I ran into my guy, Zach Bond. And, we kind of reflected a little bit on the year he had and kind of the situation coming from New Orleans. And he just told me the first thing he realized when he got to Philly was the energy, just from when you first walk in the building. And, remembering him saying, like, Philly could be a place for you to come to, when I was thinking about places. And he was 100% right, man. The energy here from the staff, the cafeteria room, to the janitor, to everything, everybody is high.
Shout out to T-Roy.
Yeah, shout out to T-Roy, man.
Good dude.
Josh, how would you compare being here? I mean, you've played in some pretty high-profile spots. You were a New England Patriot. You were a Kansas City Chief. Now you're in Philadelphia. How would you compare the atmosphere here to a place like that? Because you've been in three spots where the expectation is to win and to win a championship.
Yeah, all different. All of the places are different, but I'd say just from an organizational standpoint, I think things are just ran very, very efficiently here. I feel like Howie does a great job bringing in people that keep the machine rolling, man. I mean, just from staff to players to coaches to everybody. So just kudos to the organization and the higher-ups for keeping this a well-oiled machine.
So how different has Vic Fangio been than the other defensive coordinators that you work for? How is his style different from those styles?
Yeah, man, every artist is unique in their own way. I say Coach Fangio it's unique, man. Like, you got to be prepared for everything. There's no, how do I say, you just got to be ready for everything, man. I mean, he's got a little bit of everything under his sleeve, so you never know what to expect. And, it's attack mode, like Bill was different. He had his own philosophies. Spags was different, own philosophies. But this philosophy I'm in now, I mean, I feel like it's a great fit for me.
What did you think watching them last year? I mean, obviously you saw them, right, with the Super Bowl. I mean, what did you think watching this defense last year? Because Josh, we didn't know what to expect last year. They had a lot of younger guys. They had a lot of turnover on their defense, new coordinator, and it took a few weeks. First month wasn't great, but then once October hit, they started to roll. What did you think watching them from kind of afar last year before you got here?
Yeah, my first time seeing them was in the Super Bowl. I was on the sidelines watching and just seeing them get after the passer, man. But not only get after the passer, but the back end, like just the relationship between the DBs and the front seven, like putting pressure on the quarterback, but also forcing them to keep the ball on the back end. Like, that relationship was beautiful, man, and it was something to see up close and personal, man. It was crazy.
You mentioned the DBs. How good are these young guys behind you right now? Quinyon Mitchell, first-round pick last year, played really well as a rookie. Cooper DeJean, second-round pick, and he seems to play everywhere, safety, corner, slot. How, from your perspective so far, how good can those guys be?
Man, you've got guys in the top 100 as rookies, man. Like, that says a lot. It says everything. Voted by their peers. I mean, the sky's the limit, and here, it's all about the next day. There's not too much reflecting about Super Bowl or accomplishments or accolades. It's all about improving and getting better. And shout out to Coach Sirianni for just always, keeping the competition going.
Tell us about Coach Sirianni. What's he like as a player? I mean, we get to see him on the sidelines. We get to hear him talk. It seems like he really finds a way to connect with all of you guys. And I don't think that's easy with a roster this big in training camp to find a connection. What's been your perspective with Sirianni so far in camp here?
Yeah, man, he's just like a great conductor of the orchestra, you know what I mean? Like, there's so many different pieces, so many different, instruments to keep this thing going and flowing, and he just does a great job orchestrating everything.
Eagles pass rusher Josh Uche here with us here. So you mentioned Zach Bond was a guy that, you talked to and you thought maybe the Eagles could be a fit. Did his rise here play into that? Because, Zach came here on a one-year deal, and now he's solidified as he's an Eagle. He re-signed here. Did the fact that his year went that way, did that kind of make you think, wow, look what happened to Zach when he came here?
Yeah, of course. You see that. You see the way, the Eagles can help guys, develop or utilize their strengths, and then turn a situation where they might not have been utilized the proper way and into a dominant player. And I think for me, just talking to him, like, one-on-one definitely influenced my decision. And then obviously, yeah, just seeing how dominant he became off the 1 year was definitely important.
So what are your expectations for this season for yourself in this defense?
Becoming the best player I can be, doing what's asked of me, whatever's in the confines of the system, man, and just painting the best picture I could paint within the canvas and the guidelines I'm given.
So if there's listeners out there, if our listeners, maybe they know you from your career and they've seen you a little bit, but maybe they haven't watched you play a lot so far, and this is going to be the first time. What are we getting in Josh Uche? I mean, this town and this city's had a long history of big-time pass rushers, including the guy sitting next to you right there. What's Josh Uche like? What kind of player are you for those listeners out there that maybe haven't really studied your game yet?
I'd say the type of player I am is somebody that's determined to win, somebody that's just going to win, whether it be in pass rush, run, coverage, whatever the case is. I'm trying to win every single rep. I'm treating every rep like it's my last rep. That's the way I was raised. That's the way I was coached coming out of Miami, Florida. And, the culture down there breeds something different, So that's what I bring to the game. That's what I bring to the field, and just treating every play like it's my last.
Josh, you mentioned that top 100 list with players, right? Cooper DeJean and Quinyon Mitchell already on it. As you can imagine, we spent a lot of time talking about Jalen Hurts and the list he's on, or where he's not, and where he's ranked. For you, a guy that competed against Jalen Hurts, now you're on his team. What was it like to prepare for him? What makes him a difficult quarterback to go against?
Yeah, he's dynamic, man. He can not only run but pass as well. So as a front, you just have to be very aware of that. You can't just you have to be a coordinated front when you go against Jalen, because if you're not, they're going to exploit those different gaps. But also you have to be very solid on the back end too, because he can hurt you with both ways, his feet and throwing the ball as well.
Josh, great stuff, man. We appreciate you hopping on. Good luck this season. We're excited to watch you play, and you could have a big role here this season. So we'll be cheering you on. Thank you, Josh.
Appreciate you guys.
There he goes. Josh
Have a good one,
Uche,
man.
Eagles edge rusher, joining us here on the Midday Show.